As soon as she was in any of the class, incredibly lonely.
Hi, Em, how are you feeling?
Yes. On the card.
Hey, on.
Makes a difference for us, especially, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Saves a job, like 3 hours a day. Most free then, though. Most free, exactly. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I only got the message that I only got the fact that you won which time I was coming here anyway. So
Right. Well, basically, he's not going to. He's just going to give us the keys. So, are you free tomorrow?
yeah, what time was it?
Midday,
Yeah, midday's fine.
12 o'clock?
Yeah, what you pick me up.
No, I'll be up here. If you could.
So come up here from the.
Yeah, is that okay?
If you think to send me a text just to make sure I stop.
No, this is fine.
But a
That's
text
fine.
is always-
No, I could have gone today, but because you weren't free, and I wasn't going there to look at the place anyway. I was like, I'll go to
I wanted to
tomorrow.
know what's there, just didn't get the bloody message.
It's all right. It's all right. But again, he wasn't there anyway, so again, I was thinking like we could just go over.
No, I've got to do something with the phone.
No, this is fine. Okay, if it's the end of the world, but it's no problem because I'm only looking at the place anyway. Yeah, you'll definitely need some sort of blocks today for some of the stuff we're doing.
You want something?
Just a free space. I hope it's the next one.
Over there.
No, Chris, you're ready. Don't mind being close.
Yes, we are.
Like, I'll put a camera that far back, otherwise it doesn't pick up for the people on Zoom. Here we go. Okay, so grab 2 blocks. Thank you. Okay. That's it. So, this warm-up, I'm not sure how long it will. I decided to do each exercise for 45 seconds instead of doing my normal 10, because you might want to go at a slower pace than me or quicker pace. So I decided to go slower, but basically this is a long flossing exercise to get the backs of our legs and our hips and everything warmed up. But again, I'm going to have to check the computer a couple of times, because it's such a long list of exercises that I've got to write them down so I don't forget anything. But I remember the first one. The first one is come back onto your heels, so your toes off the floor, then bring your toes off the floor. So you're basically just coming back on your heels, up on your toes. Okay, so that's the first exercise. If I look for the next one, then I can see, yeah. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, and begin. Come back on your heels, up on your toes. And try and regulate your breathing on these easier exercises for when it gets more difficult. That's it, keep going. I just talk about the next exercise. That means we can go straight into the next one. The next one, you're going to sit down into a chair pose and then stand back up. Okay, and then for a variation, once we've got warm, in 10 seconds, we're going to change. Okay, just sit down in the chair and then stand up. Try and keep your back as straight as possible. Keep your heels pushed to the floor. Try and keep your knees back off your toes. Don't let your knees come over your toes. Again, go with your breath. What are you guys doing now? Look at the next one. Okay, last 15 seconds. We're just going to stay down in the chair, lift your toes and pulse. Okay, now we're going to fold forward and then sit in your chair. Fold forward. You don't have to have your arms crossed like mine. You can have your arms open if that's better for you. There's something about the arms folding that works for me. And now the next exercise, you can either have your hands on your blocks, or you can put your hands underneath your feet to sit and fold. So it's either that, or put your hands on the blocks and fold. If you're very flexible, put your hands underneath your feet for the gorilla fold. Look at the next exercise. And obviously sit for a fold further. I'll just show you this next exercise from the side. Okay, so you're going to come down into a plank. And all you're going to do is walk your hands to your feet and walk your hands out. Keep your feet where they are, try and keep them as straight as possible. Walking your hands back, and walking your hands out. That's it. The next exercise now, you come into your down dog, and if I can show you first, bend my knees as much as possible, not let it, and then push my heels into the floor. Okay, so obviously, you want to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine. But the goal is to bend your knees so much that you bring your hips down, and then straighten your legs. Just hold in your down dog for a little bit, just to get some stillness, get your breath back. And when you hear the beat, start to bend into one leg and the other. That's a shine on. With one leg straight, and the other, you can't. And this last exercise we're going to be in, just hold your down dog. Is you're going to go up on your down dog, you're going to walk your feet in as far as possible, then walk them back out into down dog. Okay? Try and keep your legs as straight as possible when you hear the beat. Go for it. So walk your feet in, hold for a second, then walk your feet back, go into your down dog. And this is what I thought, time-based would be better because you can go at your own pace instead of trying to keep up to my time all the time. And stand up. Arms are shape, so we've got to warm up. Now, this is where you'll want blocks. If you're not very flexible, if I turn to the sides to shape, so your one foot is in line, and your other foot is about 3 foot back with the foot slightly out. For the first 15 seconds, we're just going to rock forward and lift up. Don't actually need your blocks, and then we'll add something to it then. Okay? So just hinge forward, come back up. Try and lift from your hamstring. Now fold over your blocks. Now you can stay here, or like you were doing earlier, rocking forward on your toes. You can hinge forward slightly and rock back slightly. Just going forward and back, forward and back. Now watch me first. I'm going to lift my leg up, bend my legs like a curtsy, and then leg back up. Okay, again, go at your own pace if you like, as high as you want. And go for it. So leg up and down. Try and keep your hips level, don't let them roll off to the sides. And come up, change leg, put your leg forward. And start off just folding forward for the first 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. So forward and up. And then fold forward. Feel free to stay there, or if you rock on the other side, rock on this side. Okay, and now, when the beat goes, start to lift the leg up, and then curtsy. Okay, and come up. Now both legs are going to be straight. You're going to come up onto your toes and rock with your toes like this. So toes up, and heels up, folding forward. Okay, go for it. The very last one, you're going to lift one foot up then the other foot up. So you're just going to go from side to side. Trying to lift those toes up as much as possible. And come on. Leave it alone to 10 minutes. Okay? But it feels like a lifetime when you do it, okay? So that's why I went with the seconds instead, because I kind of had a time where I was like, it'll last about 10 minutes. Okay, so what we're going to do with the yoga poses today is we're not going to go back through the vinyasa over and over again. We're just going to do one vinyasa on one side and then go through a bunch of poses. Some of them you might find easy. Some of them, if they're too difficult, you can skip out. What I like to do, especially for new people, is that when I started yoga about 8 years ago, I couldn't do these poses. And now they're easier for me, not easy yet, but easier. So the idea is that you need to find out first what you can't do, and then you can start to improve. Okay, so we're basically going to do this sequence, it'll take about 5 minutes on one side, and then we'll do the other sequence. So if there's any poses you can't do or don't feel comfortable doing, just leave them out and do one that is your pose. So start at the top of your mat and have your, what I would do is I'd have your blocks at the back of the room like this, just ready to go when we go into the sequence. Okay? So, start with the top of the mat. We're going to do one side to the side, and then go through the whole thing. Okay? So, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Breathe in. Fold, step, or jump back. Should be nice and open now. Drop down. Onto your belly. Uncurl the toes. Lift up either the cobra or full up dog. And then down dog. Okay. So we're going to bring the right leg up. Swing it through to the front. And then put the back heel down. Come up for warrior one. Turn the hands out into warrior two. Now, we're going to fold over the arm and bring the arm over. And try and look up at the ceiling so the temptation for your shoulder roll forward doesn't come up, doesn't roll forward. Then come back to your warrior two. Flip your front hand, reverse warrior. And then we'll go for a second extended side angle. Either put your hand, but if you can take it down to a block, any height you like. And then come back to warrior two, straighten the leg. And now I'm going to put the block on the other side of my foot, but you can put it in front if you want. And I'm going to tip forward the triangle pose, put my hand down on a block, and bring my hand up. And again, same thing, try and look up at your hand, so shoulders back, backs against the wall. Now, watch me first. I'm going to put my top hand on my hip. I'm going to bend my front knee and bring this back leg in. I'm going to take my block a foot forward and then come up onto one leg for half moon pose. Now, this might be very tricky for you, so just do what you can. Bend the standing leg as much as you can. If it's going okay, lift the top arm up. If it's really going okay, lift the elevated leg a couple of inches higher. Now, option to bend that leg and reach for it for a bit of a quadricep stretch. And then extend out again. Now, this is the tricky bit. As smooth as you can, you're going to come back into that triangle pose. So I'm going to drop my foot. I wasn't very graceful. Talking, trying to do the move never works. Right. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm going to bend my front knee and turn my back foot over onto the ball of the foot and put that hand that was up in the ceiling there. Now, again, you might not want to watch me first. I twist to the back of the room. Now stay there, or if you feel strong, you can roll over to the outer edge of your foot. And then, this is the trickiest bit, come in to side plank. And roll back. You can do a vinyasa or go straight to your down dog.
Oh.
Lift the left leg up. Bring it all the way through for warrior one. Come up. I'm just going to go on this side. See what? Okay. Bring it to warrior two. Everything's back against the wall here. And again, fold over the front arm and take the arm over. Lift up your hand. Breathing, deep breaths, and then come up to warrior two. A little saying is if your breathing starts to stop, you can't breathe easily, the position's too hard, you need to back off a little bit. Always maintain breathing. Flip your front palm, reverse warrior. And then come back into extended side angle. Hand back on your leg or reach through your block. On the front, in front of your leg or behind your leg. Bring the shoulder back. Come up. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. And then tip forward, breathing in. You can't tip forward any further. Put your hand down on the block or the floor and look up for triangle pose. Now, put your hand here, bend the front knee, bring your back leg in slightly, take the block, the foot in front of you, and come up onto one leg. Stay there, lift the top arm. And if it's okay, lift the other leg a couple of inches higher. Stay here now, or bend the top leg and reach back for a quadricep stretch. Straighten out the leg again if you did that move. And then as smooth as you can, I'm going to try and do it better on this side. Come back into triangle pose. This again, maybe just tricky. Bend your front knee, bring your back foot over on the ball of the foot. Put the hand under the knee on the floor, and then twist. Put your hand. Feel free to stay there, but if it's going well, roll on the outer edge of your back leg, and then bring the other leg up for side angle foot. Hand down, either vinyasa or straight down dog. And then bend your knees, step, walk, or hop. Breathe in, breathe out, and stand. Brilliant. So there's yoga poses. Again, might be very difficult at this stage, but from my experience, that the more you practice those, the more you learn, the better it is. So we're going to go through quite a long sequence now of how I open up the hips. It goes on, it's 4 levels, probably when we get to level 3. If 4 levels causes you issue, go back to one of the levels. The first one should be relaxing. If it hurts your knees at all, this is where you sit on your block. Okay, so if it hurts your knees, sit on your block. But you should be able to have your big toes and your knees as wide as possible. Okay, and then we're going to take the hands forward and just go into a wide knee child pose. Now, just do a little cat cow, so breathe in, arch your back, breathe out, round, press the hands into the ball, and again, breathe in, and out, breathe in, and out. Now, walk your hands over to one side, and stretch out that side body, Walk the hands all the way to the inside. Okay, now this is the bit where we can relax it. You're going to try and feed your arm through, take the arm forward. You can either stay there with the arm forward, or you can bring the arm all the way wrapped around your back. Whichever feels better to you. Come on. Side, feed it through. Stay there or wrap the arm behind your back. Okay, now just bring your knees in for a second. Another one of the go. We're going to go on to level 2 now. It's quite a sharp jump up. So if you feel pain in your knees, go back to that first position. Okay, so this is called frog pose. For those of you who might not have done it before, let me just explain. My knees go out, my knees are in line, and my heels are in line with my knees. So I'm trying to draw my toes out, hence the name frog pose. You're going to put your hands down. As we go through the pose, the idea is to let your knees fall wider. This pose is not very nice when you first start doing it. So one of the things we want to do is we want to kind of get into the position. We want to rock our hips forward and back 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one of them is I'm going to walk my hands 1 foot forward. As I breathe in, I'm going to arch my back and push my hips forward. As I breathe out, I'm going to drop onto my forearm, push my hips back as far as I'll go. So we're just going to do that 3 times. So breathing in, looking up, rock the hips as far forward as possible, breathing out, pushing all the way back. One more time, breathe in, and then breathe out. Now on my forearms, I'm going to walk my forearms. I'm trying to get my elbow to my knee. That's what I'm trying to do. And walk the forearms to the other side. And the last bit here, what we want to do when we fold our arm under is we want to take the weight off this bit that's very painful and put all the weight onto our shoulder. Okay, so go through the thread through and twist. That's it. Got these thickness arm. That's it. And try your best to relax. I know it's quite painful, but this is where we're trying to tell the body to chill out. Okay, and come back through and twist the other way. Now, bring your hands back. Level 3 now, I told you it gets silly now, okay? So the way I get into it is I straighten my legs and walk my hips back. If you want to stand there and put your back down, that's fine. But that's just one way to go. Okay, so just stand up, put your legs a bit of shape, because I know it's quite intense. But that's a way you can go straight from one to the other. So we're going to do all those poses again now with your legs wide. And at any point you feel like you can't hold yourself structurally, what I always tell the students is you don't want to fall out of a stretch when you're at your maximum. Okay, so if you feel yourself feeling weak at all, just bend your knees and sit down, go back to a child's pose. Okay, and carry on with this, but just in the child's pose. So walk your legs out quite far, but you want to have your hands down in the middle. Now again, in the frog's pose, I take my hands forward, and this time up to how far you can rock forward. But now I can rock forward quite far forward, and when I go back, I even come up under my heels. But that's totally up to you. That's quite extreme. You get a full range of motion from here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, again, you could be on your hands or you can be on your forearms. We're going to breathe in, arch your back, breathe out, round your back. Breathe in, arch your back, breathe out, round your back. One more time, breathe in, round your back, breathe out. Now, for people this is new to, I keep one arm or one elbow in the middle. If you're very strong and you're in the legs, you can walk over to one side.
Oh my
And then walk them to the other side. And this next bit, some of you might not be able to do. But again, when you're able to walk one hand forward, thread your arm. Come up. Thread to you. Walk your legs in.
Oh my God.
Look at that, we've got time for doing level 4. Level 4, now you sit down, and again, feel free to sit on a block or a pad to help you out. You just sit in your straddle now. Now your straddle is the widest it's been. Okay? There we go. So when you're rocking forward, one of the things to do, again, if you want to do it with a weight, you can do it with a weight, but you just hold the pad in front of you and you just tip forward and come back. But try and keep this above your head. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One of the things I'm doing is I'm turning my toes as well. So I'm turning them forward as I go forward and turning them back. Take 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reposition yourself, you're feeling a bit more open. And now, whether your hands are behind you, your legs are forward, we're going to do that same thing. We're going to breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Walk the arms inside. Walk the arms over the other side. Now, just to show you, this is what I can't do. I can't thread my arm through and lie on my side. But when you're very, very flexible, the idea is you should be able to do it. So what you can do is just walk forward and just take your arm as far forward as possible to see where you are now. And this is where, for example, I can put a block under my shoulder and start to rest on the block. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter where you are, but I think it's very important to measure and then switch.
How is it doing that?
Okay, bring your legs in. Give them a little windscreen wiper.
Oh.
So stand up. We're going to do the conditioning now. Now I've split this condition into 2 parts. The first 5 minutes will be legs. The second 5 minutes will be and your core. Because again, one of the things that I think is very important to protect yourself, especially lower back and everything else, is to have a strong core. So the program that I follow is always a core element of the workout, which is quite important. So these leg conditions, I do it for 30 seconds. If you can't do the full 30 seconds, don't feel bad at all. They're quite tough. I give you the option, especially for some of the ones later, to stand by a wall for balance. Okay, but basically you can do this drill. You put it low to the floor, or you can do it high. Obviously, high sucks a lot more. And all you're going to do is you're going to imagine your toe is a sparkular, and you're going to make figure eights with your foot. Feel like your hips are wobbling. Put your hand next to a wall so you keep those hips level. When you don't want your hips like this, everything's on your foot. So we're just going to do 30 seconds. And again, as big as you make the figure eights is up to you. Try not to use like momentum swing. Try and control the motion. Okay, really, go for it. So it's going. 10 seconds left. Get your hands in. That can help. Keep looking forward to something as well. That also helps. And change legs. So this is the training all martial artists don't want to do because it sucks. Yeah. But if you want strong, like this is really working your hip flexor. You want strong hip, fast hip. This is the exercise to do. Keep those hands close in. Keep looking forward to something. Focus on something. The foot relatively low. Okay, and for this next one, you all will need a wall. So just find a space by the wall, space at the front as well. Good. You're basically going to do the same exercise, but now on the side. So it doesn't matter which way you take your figure of eight, really, but I tend to go backwards, in the middle, forwards, there. Okay, so it's going to be a figure of eight going like that. Again, only 30 seconds, go for it. So again, only your foot is moving, the rest of your body is staying still. Try and look at your foot at all times and try and keep upright. And change sides. And do it with. And relax. Okay, come back to the spot. Sit down on the floor. That's enough for the legs. Now we're going to work the core. Again, this core exercise is going to start super gentle to the point that everyone can do it. And by the end of it, it's getting to the point that some of you won't be able to do it. That's fine, but it's just kind of showing you how weak the core is. So what we're going to do first is we're going to lie back. As I breathe in, I'm going to arch my spine. And as I breathe out, I'm just going to push my back into the wall and tap my coccyx. So we just do 5 of those breaths. Breathe in, arch your back, breathe out, tap your coccyx. Okay, relax. Now, a neutral spine is somewhere in the middle. So earlier we did all those cat cows where we arched and rounded the back. You don't want your, in these core exercises, you don't want your back to arch and your ribs to pop out. So if you feel them doing that, you're compensating and your core is taken from somewhere else in the body. So try and keep that neutral feeling so that the tailbone is not tucked and you're not arching the spine. We're going to start off by just lifting one knee and put it on the floor and lifting the other knee. And I want you to imagine you've got £2 coins on your hips that are balancing perfectly, okay? So only move your shin up and down. Ready? 1. Go with your breath. I'll count. You go with your breath. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That should be pretty easy for everyone. Now we're going to start in what's called tabletop position, and this time you're going to tap one toe to the floor and then lift it back up. Ready? 1, Now you should be working your core a little bit more. 2, engage your core, make sure that back is not arching. 4, 5, just tap it down, control. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to tabletop. This time you're going to shoot one leg forward and bring it back. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just relax for a second while I show you this next bit. Your arms are going to be up and your legs are going to be up. As one leg shoots forward, the other arm goes back. If you feel your ribs popping up like this, then don't take your arm back and your leg forward so far. Okay, so really listen to your body. So arms up, legs up. Okay, so right leg forward, left leg back. 1, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So just put your legs down so you can watch me. Feel free to go back to one of the earlier exercises because now we're getting more difficult. So now I'm going to have my palms together. My legs are going to be straight. I take one leg down, but I lift my shoulders and twist to one side. And then I come back to the middle and twist. Okay, so this is much, much harder now. So go back to one of the early ones or try this one. So both legs up, fingertips up, one leg goes back, twist to that side, 1, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now both feet up. We're going to take it in thirds, okay? So you're going to take both feet down now a third and hold. 1, 2, 3, 5, and lift. Relax. Now we're going to take it down a third again. Take it down a third. Take it down another third. And lift. And again, take it down a third. Another third. A couple more inches if you can. And lift. And relax. Here we go, guys. Core should be working nice and hard. So what I'm going to do now is just, because we did a lot of hip opening, I do a little bit of hip recovery to finish, okay? So it's a nice little hip stretch. Again, what I do is I cross one leg over, under, one leg over. Okay? Now, from here, we're going to take this in various stages. First of all, I'm going to hug in with both hands and just try and straighten my back. So same breathing pattern we do all the time. And I'm going to take the hand back opposite and twist to the back of the room. So as you breathe in, lengthen. As you breathe out, twist. Now the final one, we did this one last week, I think, or the week before, I can never remember. But now I put my opposite hand over my shin and twist to the top of the room. And I'm trying to lower my head to the floor this way. It's a very unique hip stretch for me. Now you can swap your legs or you can do the funky stand up and change, probably two. And you can sit with both hips down and then just hug them 3 breaths. Now, ground. with the hand and twist to the back. Now, grab with the opposite hand and lean yourself over, look into the ceiling. Okay, good. Come on. Just sit in cross-leg position, because this is the main one you always want to start with. Again, I like a block or a pad to lean forward on. Just lean forward here. And just, again, take the weight off. Okay, change across the legs. Forward. Okay, come on. Now, if that causes you real pain and like real uncomfort, you need to stay there. This next stretch causes a lot of people problems, but I'll just show you is a progression to it. If I start off just putting my foot, there's a little like space here between my leg and my bottom, sort of shin, rest it there. I can go forward like this. The next progression is to walk the heel up a little bit, put a pad there. The final progression is to put the foot past the leg like this. So wherever you are, a good idea is to put your pad or your block in between your leg and your foot and stay there. And the idea is just chill out and almost forget it's there. Now, I used to have to do this all the time, but after about 30 seconds, I could then release it and then I sat kind of comfortable. If that's excruciating for you, stay there. If that it's okay for you to fall forward now, start to fall forward and lean your head on something. But wherever you are, as long as you're feeling something, that's the right stretch for you. And come up and switch sides. So again, just to explain, you can start off here, just putting the foot a little bit, take it a little bit further, or all the way over. And you might have one hip that is a lot tighter than the other. This is very common. Wherever you are, just chill out. I hope everyone bought a pose. Okay. Well done, guys. That's it. Hope you feel good after that stretch. Okay. Well done. Is it really that?